This is the Healey Brothers Show.
All right, well, welcome back to the Healey Brothers Show. We got Brian Healey, used car director, Nikki, our producer. We just want to first, this is our monthly episode where we talk about used cars, and then we'll go into a topic. I think this topic's pretty interesting, and a lot of people have an opportunity here, which they probably didn't know. So it'll be good for the consumer. We'll touch on what Healey Brothers has on the lot, what we've been able to acquire the last month or so. But Brian, you just want to give us an update on the market. I know there's not a ton of crazy changes because of the rates and stuff like that, but if you just want to give us an update on the used car market.
I'd say the market's pretty much the same. Rates, we were hoping that rates would go down, but they've stayed level. So the used car market is pretty much where it was about 30 days ago. No major changes there.
All right, how about amount of vehicles that we have available and amount of vehicles that are available to dealers?
Yeah, so nationally nothing has changed too much, but Healey Brothers, like we discussed last time, we're taking more vehicles in on trade. We're keeping them during the recondition process so we can offer more vehicles for sale. For a while we had about 300 pre-owned vehicles in stock. Now they're up to 400 on a daily basis. The vehicles, the affordability factor is there. The vehicles 20,000 and under is routinely at about 100 cars in stock every day. So that aspect
and we have about
better.
Probably about 200 at like the 35,000 and below from there probably.
Oh,
right?
for sure, yeah.
So that's good.
It's not necessarily a bad thing that the market hasn't changed. At least it hasn't.
Yeah, it hasn't gone up.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but I understand what you're saying, that it's stayed the same over the last 30 months. So instead of staying on that topic, we might as well move on to the part that you wanted to talk about with used cars, which was about the EVs and their tax rebate.
So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was EVs and the used car market. So everybody's been talking about the government regulations and everything to do with manufacturers being forced to build EV vehicles, but that's on the new side. Nobody really talks about the pre-owned side. And one of the things that the federal government came out with last year is if you buy a pre-owned vehicle that is a fully electric or hybrid plug-in electric vehicle, and the sale price is $25,000 or less, is 2 years old or older, you can get up to a $4,000 credit. Now, as a dealership, we had to go through the process of being able to apply that credit for you, and Healey Brothers has it for all of our 8 locations. So if we have a pre-owned
9 locations there, Brian. So let's show.
If we have a pre-owned vehicle in stock that is under $25,000 and you qualify with the income levels, we can front load that $4,000 rebate to you, and you don't have to wait until next year to file your taxes. So that's a pretty cool.
Income, what is what? When you file single, it's under 75 gross, and when you file jointly, it's under 150,000.
Yeah, we'll throw that up there. But
we'll
so $75,000 as a single filer, $112,500 or less as head of household, or $150,000 or less as joint filers for surviving spouses. So, I mean, a good chunk of the population.
A large chunk of the population,
Especially in this area.
is available to that. And I honestly only learned about this when I recently purchased an EV. I never knew it was a thing, that the $4,000 tax credit, until a month and a half ago. I didn't realize it was on used cars.
So on new cars, it's up to $7,500. On pre-owned vehicles, it's up to $4,000 or 30% of the cost of the vehicle. So if it's a $15,000 pre-owned EV, you wouldn't get $4,000, you'd get up to that 30%. But the great thing about it is that on the new car side, it's very tough. You know, the federal government says the battery or the car has to be made in the United States. The battery has to be 7 kilowatt hours or greater in order to get that money.
The income levels come into play.
The income levels have to be are much higher.
Car prices come into play. All that stuff.
Yeah, on the pre-owned side, as long as it's a plug-in hybrid or a full electric vehicle, and it's 2-year model years or older, and you meet the income levels, you qualify. There's no, it doesn't matter if it's a 4 kW or a 9 kW battery, you'll get that.
So it's not those same qualifications.
It's much more relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, and also the best part, like you said, is now the customer can get this upfront, this discount and this refund upfront, instead of waiting the whole year. Like if they're buying beginning,
it's got to entice customers a lot more.
So now you're getting that discount right up front. We're able to help you do it, and
Yep.
it's
And not all dealers are signed up for this. So this is something.
I know it wasn't the easiest thing to do.
It was a rigorous process that we had to go through with the IRS and submit tons of documentation. As everybody knows, the IRS isn't the easiest to deal with, so it took a long time emailing back and forth, phone calls, and the system crashing online. But eventually we got it done. Unfortunately, there's no portal for a consumer to go on and say, hey, is my local dealer applicable to do this credit for me? They don't have that system yet. I was just on a webinar earlier this week. But Healey Brothers has it. All of our locations have the ability to do it. So it doesn't matter if that EV is at the Mitsubishi store or the Lincoln store or up in Poughkeepsie. Each one of those dealerships have the ability to handle that for you. There's a quick checklist that you go through as a consumer to make sure that you meet those qualifications. We go into the system, the IRS portal, click a couple things. You do like an electronic sign off, and that $4,000 or up to $4,000 is then given to you as a rebate on the bill of sale from us. We hold that $4,000, give it to you. We wait to get reimbursed by the IRS.
Yeah, I mean, anyone, if they have a question about it, they just give us a call, shoot us an email. Everyone's aware of it. Every store sales personnel knows about it. So we can talk you through it, show you how it's done, but we really make it super, super easy. So that's the nice part. It's like people usually have to panic and they have to figure out how they're going to get the rebate and all that stuff. Now it's done right at the store and you're in and out.
Yeah, we've done plenty of them.
We've practiced. So.
I think we've only done one on the pre-owned side, and that issue is just getting the inventory to be able to sell that vehicle for $24,999 or less. But we've done it about 30 times on the new car side. And the process is the same. It's just a box that's checked off differently.
Do we have any right now?
We have 3. I know we have a Chevrolet Bolt, we have a Toyota Prius, and the third, I believe, is a Honda.
Hyundai.
No, it's a Hyundai Ioniq. It's the older Ioniq, so it's one of the plug-in hybrids. I think it's a 17 or whatever. No, 2021, I'm wrong. The Prius is a 17, but it's one of the plug-in hybrid Ioniq.
I think we have about 10 EV or plug-in.
We're trying to get that. We're always trying to get them as well. It's not and EVs are new, so we're still waiting on trade-ins to come in and stuff like that. They're still fresh product.
Yep.
But now just to say how easy the process is, like it's honestly like when I did, it's only a couple minutes in the finance office when you go in there. Like you said, it's the checklist, and then it's, I don't know, 3 pieces of paper you have to sign or something like that. So it's not like it's an elongated process in terms of filing that when you're in the finance office. It takes only a couple minutes longer when you're in there, so it's a really easy process to get that applied.
It is based off of your adjusted gross income, and they'll allow you to use last year's or your projected current year. So if you fell into that qualifier on either bracket, you qualify for it. Previous years, they would say, well, if you made $30,000 in 2023, you won't claim $4,000 in federal income tax or $7,500 if it's new. So you would only get up to that amount. Now it's considered a credit. So if you only make $30,000, and you buy a new car and it qualifies for that $7,500 credit, you get all of it. It's front loaded and it's no longer like a tax deduction on the backside when you file for taxes. So the government got it right on this one.
Yeah, well, they just made you work a little extra to get it done. But
yeah.
Out of curiosity, is it affecting the used car value of electric cars, since now certain ones of them people are buying for $4,000 less? Obviously, it's technically worth the $25,000 and you're buying it for $21,000, but is that affecting like their resale value?
It's not affecting their resale value. I think it's actually making the EV market a little hotter. Yeah, and actually rising prices because the people at auctions and buyers are bidding up those cars that might have been a little softer previously.
Because they know they have the community and the people that can afford those or follow those brackets. But also that it's helping out because the demand for EV on the new side has stabilized or gone down, especially in our area. So this discount kind of levels out what their values are as well. It makes them higher.
Yeah.
So, I mean, $4,000 is a lot of money. It's not like it's a little bit of money. It's not like it's $500, but
it's also new. I mean, this has only been out for almost 6 months, 5-6 months now. Yeah. So I'm sure that as the time goes on, more dealers will sign up.
More trade-ins will come in as well. But we'll hopefully get more vehicles to supply our customers with as well.
So now on our website, like let's say this Bull was $19,600. Does that reflect the $4,000 deduction?
It doesn't. So you would get that on top of the sale price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was reflecting it or if that was on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and we're no IRS professionals either here, so.
yeah. So
but it's a pretty
we
easy
always tell
process
you
for
to check with your IRS, or, your tax professional. But we don't want to put it on our website right now just because of a lack of guidelines from the IRS. It's still, like I said, it's very fresh, and we want to make sure
That's
that
what we're
enough
talking
people
about.
qualify for it. So maybe down the road we would show that as a little disclaimer on there with a deduction. Healey price 19.1 minus whatever that 30% rebate would be.
Yeah, we also don't have a bunch of them either. It's not like we have
Like you said,
100 of
we
them
only have
really-
3 right
Yeah,
now.
3 out of the 10 EVs that we have that are pre-owned right now qualify.
Okay. So now when I was quickly brainstorming certain people that might be in the market for a used car and they're trying to figure out like what's the best car for them and how they can possibly use that $4,000. So now let's say it's a $25,000 car, like that's what its book value is, and you have some negative equity in your car. Technically speaking, you're in a sense being able to neutralize $4,000 worth of negative equity in your vehicle if you decide to go from whatever car you're in going into an EV. In a sense, you can find a way of how it's going to benefit you. So maybe you were someone who's on the edge about buying an electric vehicle. Maybe it wasn't really what you were thinking about getting, but you were negative in, I don't know, let's say you're in a Chevy Cruze, and you found a way, in a sense, to neutralize some of that negative equity you had by using this tax credit. That was just one thing I thought about that maybe could benefit some consumers that are upside down.
Yeah, there's definitely, like, our guys will definitely help you all with all of that as well. So, I mean, I know it's a lot you're just talking, but like, just talk to us when it comes to negative equity and stuff like that. We also have so many programs to help you out with, just instead of just worrying about the $4,000 rebate as well.
Yeah.
But all right, just real quick before we tie up here, let's just go over what I know. We talked about EVs, the used EVs. We only have 3 though, so let's talk about what we have in inventory, what we have in stock. Some price range, trucks, CPO kind of thing. If you just want to give us like a quick breakdown and give our consumers a breakdown, what's available right now, the affordability that we're trying to bring back into the market instead of the new car prices, which are stabilized, but there are rebates out there. The EV rebate, the EVs are still expensive. I think the average selling price in the United States is still $55,000, which is high. If you just want to give a breakdown, the different types of inventory we have and all that affordability that we have for the consumer, and not just like a 20,000 under. That's obviously a sweet vehicle. That's phenomenal pricing, but
Yeah, so recently at any given point in time, about 400 pre-owned vehicles in stock between all the stores. It's hit about 450 at one point. But that $400 mark is where it's been. CPO typically anywhere between 200 to 225 in stock all the time, whether it's sedan, coupes, convertibles, sports cars, pickup trucks, utility vans, full-size HD trucks. We carry everything. That's the CPO side of it, and we carry off-brand vehicles as well. We have Hyundais in stock. I'm sorry, not Hyundai. Hondas in stock. Toyotas, Teslas. Going back to the EVs. Anything. Mercedes-Benz,
even though
BMW,
that's a similar
Volvo.
to the dealership Teslas, we do have one.
Yep.
We go all the way from looking at our website briefly from a $4,600 smart car to a, let's see, what is it?
I think you should trade your Tesla in on that. Huh? I think you should trade your Tesla in on that.
To an $83,000 2024 Camaro ZL1 with only 659 miles on it.
Yeah, that's what Poughkeepsie, right?
Yeah. So speaking about the difference in vehicles, you go all the way from a smart car to that Camaro. You do have, like you said, that 2500 HD Sierra up there, but those are like the cars that are up.
And there's tons of family vehicles in there. The CPOs, you're getting great value. You got to remember, like, the pricing. Like, people are still, the affordability issue is still a real thing, and we have all these vehicles now to really help people get into a newer vehicle or have a vehicle for the summer. Yep. We're trying to get even more right now.
We have 103 trucks in total. 103.
We're in truck country up here.
We are in truck country.
And most people, obviously, they start this process online. It used to be that you would go to your local dealership because that was the local business where you lived. There was no internet. You had brochures maybe, or you check the classifieds in the newspaper or whatnot. But those days are gone. So you check online. Our website is very configurable to what you want to do. You can search based off of price range, payment range. You can search the classification of vehicle, whether it's a sedan, a pickup truck. We have the ability of searching, I'm not sure what it's called, but the lifestyle. So
by lifestyle, family,
sports car, luxury car, family car, and on the back end, all the vehicles we have manually set up so that it fits that criteria. So a minivan would be a family vehicle, wouldn't go into the performance section unless it's a Dodge and they throw a SRT Heavy engine in or something. You know what Mopar likes to do.
Yeah, we have a used site as well. So HealeyUsed.com is just our site to see all of it. It's pretty simple to use. It's labeled pretty clearly. Most affordable cars, trucks, all that stuff. It's easy, just a click away. Everything's mobile friendly, which is nice. But we are updating as well, so that hopefully we'll get that update out soon. But I mean, hopefully next month we maybe have a little more to talk about. Maybe some more inventory, maybe some more used EVs that people could take advantage of. But I think right now at Healey we're sitting in a great spot with inventory. We have very, very good affordability, and our phones are ringing off the hook about them. So is there anything else you want to touch on for?
No, I think that was good.
Yeah, but reach out. We'll talk to you about the EVs, the used EVs. You have anything else, Nikki?
No, I think we hit all the points. I mean, we hit all the points about the EVs, and then you wanted to talk about just sort of the ones we had in things. So I think we really just covered everything we need to with the EVs. Because as Brian said, like a lot of the stuff in the used car market hasn't really changed. So it's really about like informing about this other section of the used car market, which was the EV tax credit. So
yeah, and some update in our inventory. Our inventory has increased by almost 100 units. So which is phenomenal for the consumer. Now there's more choice.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.